Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 10 in season number 3 of the NOFSRL ARCA Racing Series presented by Krispy Kreme. We are here at the Lucas Oil Raceway, or the Indianapolis Raceway Park, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a fun race here tonight for the DuPont Air Filtration 200. 40 laps of action around the 0.686 mile speedway, just to the west of Speedway, Indiana, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of course, we will not be going there again on Napa Fan until next year, but today we're here at the short track, the final short track of the season for the ARCA Series, with only 4 races left until we crown the champion at Talladega 3 weeks from now. Actually, more like 2.5 weeks. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm right. It is about 3 weeks from now. I can't get my days straight. Let's just say that. I just can't anymore. But hey, that's okay, because we got the points here, and I think that'll give us a good amount of things to talk about, because it's pretty tight up top in the point standings, and one mistake by our points leader, Lauren Martinez, could allow somebody else to take the points lead heading into the final 3 races of the season. Lauren Martinez is the points leader, 209 points towards the championship for her. Julius Anderson is only 12 points behind. Her last winner here in the ARCA Series, Fisher G, who got the win at Pocono last week, is only 13 points behind. Nick Kennedy and Matthew Phillips are both tied, 14 points behind. Richard Kinghart, or should I say Ryan Kinghart? I probably referred to him by Richard Kinghart when we were doing qualifying, and I apologize. Ryan Kinghart, 16 points behind, and Derek Hamill, 19 points behind, coming into tonight's event here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. The Indianapolis Raceway Park is what we're officially calling it, even though that's not the official name of the racetrack anymore. It doesn't really matter. It's still the same place, still the same great short track, and the final short track of the season as well, with Isaac Redmond starting on the pole in the number 28. He's alongside Ryan Kinghart for the front row. And Kinghart, 16 points behind, has been one of the more dominant guys of the season, but he's yet to get a victory this season, so that's something off his resume up to this point. Julio Cesar alongside Julius Anderson. Now, Anderson won at Daytona at the beginning of the season. He's been up and battling for this championship this entire season. He starts 4th today. Juan Garcia and Trey Wright in row number 3. Adam Pinchon and Jack Cabarrus in row number 4. And it's Jonathan Wong and Ace Garcia in row number 5. We'll check to make sure everybody rolls off, and they do. All 34 drivers ready to take the green flag here at IRP for 40 laps. It's the DuPont Air Filtration 200. Isaac Redmond and Ryan Kinghart coming to the line. We're green flag racing at IRP. Lap 1 led by Isaac Redmond at the line. He's pulling away from second place. Julio Cesar will clear for second as he gets around Ryan Kinghart. That outside lane doesn't work too well. Jonathan Wong way down low in the 34. I'm wondering if he got tapped entering the corner. He slowed down significantly. Stuck in the outside lane right now, with Adam Lewis and Dylan Young getting the inside of them. Now, this place is very similar to Toledo, and that's where Dylan Young got his first win of the season about a month and a half ago. Juan Garcia is right now on Ryan Kinghart. That is for the 3rd position, and Adam Pinchon currently runs in the 5th position. Julius Anderson in 6th. And we'll focus in on Lauren Martinez for this one. And she did not get a good starting position. As you can see, she's on the outside all the way at the back of the field right now. And the way they're currently running, I do believe Julius Anderson would take the points lead away. You gotta hand it to Julius Anderson. It's been a very solid season for him. He got the win at Daytona and has been able to keep himself in the top 10 in points practically this entire season. He's right now behind Adam Pinchon there, running in the 6th position, as Isaac Redmond looking to dominate this race and lead every single lap in this event. I don't think we've had that happen yet this season in the ARCA Series. And, no, we haven't. So this would be the first time for it to happen, if it does happen. In the yellow out on the racetrack, it looks like Nick Smith and our last winner, Fisher G, got into it, and Nick Smith has some significant left side damage to his race car. Redmond will win the race back in the 28. And now he's got to deal with a restart, and Julio Cesar right behind him. And remember, we do single file restarts here, so gives the advantage to everyone. And looks like we had a bit of a jam up there. Colton Yo with some damage. Might have gotten into Matthew Phillips, possibly. Jonathan King has damage. Tyler Markell as well. Let's go ahead and see what happened to Nick Smith to bring out the caution, and then see what happened on the cooldown lap here at IRP. Coming off the corner, Nick Smith got jammed up with Jonathan King, and Lauren Martinez, our points leader, as well. And Fisher G was already behind all this and had nowhere to go. He tapped him a little bit there. But that's not good at all for Martinez, and it looks like she gained a little bit of damage from that as well. Either that or it's a glitch at this point, and it might have been, and this is what happened to Jonathan King. He overshot the corner, and they actually jammed it up ahead of him. Oh my, and Martinez got the damage right there. Tyler Markell, Andrew Miller. We'll have to replay that again. We did not get the start of that accident. And Colton Yo in the number 5 with heavy damage. Tough break for all those guys. Hate to see a cooldown lap incident like that, but the caution came out midway through this guy's crossing the line, so I think that might have been part of why we saw those guys jamming it up. But Isaac Redmond, still the leader. Let's go ahead and see what happened to knock out a couple of these guys under the cooldown lap. And we actually had a separate accident. Derek Hamill, Carter Friesen, and Jack Cabarrus, and Friesen had nowhere to go. And Cabarrus spun around, and then they all jam it up right here. Markell and Lauren Martinez there. And then Jonathan King getting into Martinez at the end of all that. You see what happened to Cabarrus. He overshot the wall and scraped it coming off of turn number 4. It came down and Friesen was there, and they got spun off the corner. Tough break for all those guys involved. That jammed up quite a few guys, and unfortunately did not need to happen either. But either way, we're still going. There is no official damage on Isaac Redmond's machine. That's the old damage glitch on this Gen 6 BR mod, and he should be good to go when we restart here in the DuPont Air Filtration 200 at IRP. Back here at the Indianapolis Raceway Park, and Isaac Redmond leads the field in the number 28. Right behind him, Julio Cesar, Juan Garcia, Ryan Kinghart, and Adam Pincham. Julius Anderson is 6th, Tuja Yarmachuk, Ace Garcia, Trey Wright, and Adam Lewis. And with this single file restart, everybody's at an advantage here. Nobody's starting on the outside, so it could be anybody's game here on this restart with 30 laps to go at IRP. And Redmond did not get the jump. Here comes Cesar to the inside for the lead. And he's going to jump right to the inside and take it away from the 28. Very, very, very professional move there by Julio Cesar, just taking advantage of Redmond not going when he was supposed to. And now Julio Cesar leads in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. Juan Garcia, Ryan Kinghart's here. Adam Pinchon under fire from Julius Anderson. That is still for the 5th position. They're a lot closer to each other now. It's not over yet. You never know if Isaac Redmond could close in here. He's got a fast car. He won the pole yesterday. He's running a higher line, and the middle line is where you want to be. That outside lane just does not work as well. Cesar out front of the 10. Take a look and see who got knocked out. And only one driver. There's Tyler Markell. Everybody else is still on the lead lap here at IRP. Our points leader, Lauren Martinez, is right now 27th. And currently, the way they're currently running, Julius Anderson would still take that points lead. But he's kind of in a battle right now with Ryan Kinghart, because Kinghart is only 4 points behind Anderson coming into this race. And if Anderson loses a position here to Yarmachuk, then Kinghart would tie with Julius Anderson, but Anderson would still have the tiebreaker because he's got the win at Daytona. So it's a battle right now between Kinghart and Anderson for that points lead. But Julio Cesar's out of here for the race lead in the number 10. And he's almost got a second right now on Isaac Redmond. Ryan Kinghart is almost 2 seconds behind the leader. They are not closing in too well. Another yellow on the racetrack, and Friesen went around. Might want to watch for these guys here. Brad Stover in the outside wall just a little bit, but they keep it together a lot better this time. number 0. It's the second incident of the day. It looks like Andrew Miller with some damage as well. Now that could have been from the first accident because I know he was involved in that one. Now, that's good news for Isaac Redmond if he wants to get this win. Those restarts are definitely the place to make the passes, and we saw it right there with Julio Cesar. Caesar continues to lead right now here at IRP. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. Derek Hamill again. It's actually the same 3 guys as the first accident. Oh my, and a hard hit to the inside wall for Carter Friesen. Hamill was the one who overshot it. Jack Cabarrus was on the inside of Carter Friesen, and Cabarrus spun the 0 around. Same 3 guys. That first accident we had that involved quite a few guys, and right at the end, Andrew Miller just went to the outside wall a little too much. And he falls back to 33rd. Julio Cesar, still the leader. Let's see what he does in the restart here in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. We're back here at IRP. Julio Cesar still the leader. Isaac Redmond, Ryan Kinghart, Adam Pinchon, and Tuji Yarmachuk now in 5th. Julius Anderson got stuck on the outside during that green flag run, and he fell back to 8th, I should say. He drives to number 23. He's not in 23rd position, but right now, the way they stand, Ryan Kinghart would take the points lead as we're halfway here at IRP, 20 laps to go. And this time, Julio Cesar able to jump ahead of Isaac Redmond. He does not want to make that same mistake Redmond did in the last restart. Here comes Adam Pinchon. He's trying to close in for second, and he might have the faster race car than the 28. And Yarmachuk for 4th. He got it around Ryan Kinghart, but Kinghart's looking to cross over here. Kinghart's got a good run to the inside, and they're going to battle for the 4th position. Will Pinchon find a way to the inside of Isaac Redmond? He wants to get this win. He's got to do it fast because Julio Cesar's pulling away like crazy in that number 10 machine. But either way, Redmond holds on to second. He might be pulling away from Pinchon now. Ryan Kinghart's going to put Yarmachuk almost in the outside wall. He almost lost it there. Here comes Ace Garcia. And Garcia is going to take 5th away from the 54. Anderson's here. Dylan Young. Juan Garcia and Adam Lewis. Top 10 right now. They're all led by the number 10 of Julio Cesar. Pinchon almost in the outside wall. Here comes Ryan Kinghart trying to close in on the 33. Ace Garcia will take 5th away from Yarmachuk. And he's got it in the 55. Now Julius Anderson to the inside of Yarmachuk. Yarmachuk in the outside wall. Same with Ryan Kinghart. Here comes Ace Garcia. And Yarmachuk's going to lose a ton of ground in the 54. Ryan Kinghart will remain ahead of Julius Anderson, but the way they currently run, Anderson would take the points lead away. You got to think these guys are battling for that points lead. They're both far enough ahead of Lauren Martinez to surpass her in the point standings. The battle's between the two of them, between Ryan Kinghart and Julius Anderson. Fisher G, Nick Kennedy, Matthew Phillips are a little farther behind. Derek Hamill as well has been caught up in a couple of accidents here tonight. Anderson trying to work the outside, going to run off the corner and close in on Ryan Kinghart, and he is going to get to the inside and pass him. Kinghart in the outside wall again, and they might go 3 wide. Dylan Young to the inside. He's going to take it away from the 66. Juan Garcia, Adam Lewis, and maybe even Tuji Yarmachuk will get around the 66 of Ryan Kinghart. Not at all what Kinghart wanted right there. And Julius Anderson looking to take the points lead away, heading in the next week's race at Kentucky. Isaac Redmond is closing in on Julio Cesar for this lead. We have ourselves 13 laps to go at IRP in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, yes, I am sick. Trust me, this is very frustrating to try to do a race and wanting to cough every single time you open your mouth. It takes skill, so please, like the video. I appreciate it. No, I'm just joking. Julio Cesar, still leading. As long as he doesn't make a mistake, I think he's got it. As long as he doesn't have to deal with another restart, I think he's got it. But I think we just got ourselves a caution, just as I said that. Thomas Troxel and Jonathan King. And we'll have ourselves a late race restart here at IRP. 11 to go at the line. And Julio Cesar leads it still. He's led the most laps in this race, so bonus point for him. And he will get that bonus point since he will lead over 20 laps in this thing. Isaac Redman with bonus point as well for leading a lap earlier on. This might give way to Adam Pinchon or maybe even Julius Anderson to possibly steal this victory away. Go ahead and see what happened to the number 11 of Thomas Troxel and the 99 of Jonathan King. It's the second accident for King. The first one for Troxel. It's been a tough season for the 11 so far in the ARCA series. But let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third caution of the night here in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. Colton Yeo scraping the outside wall. Remember, he had the damage from the first accident, and Troxel came down on him. Or should I say, came up on him and then came down on Jonathan King, and they both went around across the start-finish line. If you're wondering why I'm only reviewing these once, it's because I am sick, and it's difficult to announce one of these things in my condition. If I breathe enough air through my mouth, it irritates the back of my throat, and it gets pretty hard to talk, because you just want to cough right away. But thankfully I haven't done that while I'm announcing. So hopefully we can keep it that way throughout the night, but yeah, very frustrating. That's all I can say. And it's frustrating for Isaac Redman to not have the lead right now. As he started on the pole, led the first green flag run of this event. He's got another shot, though, to get Julio Cesar for this win. Let's see what happens on the restart here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. We're going to restart here with 6 laps to go at IRP in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. And Julio Cesar, who's led the most laps so far in this race, looking to get his first win in quite a while. He's got Isaac Redman, Adam Pinchon trying to win for the first time in 3 years. Julius Anderson trying for his second win of the season. If he were to get it, he'd be the third driver to win multiple races this season, joining Brad Stover and Fisher G. And Ace Garcia has found his way to 5th in the 55. Back to racing. 6 to go at the Lucas Oil Raceway. And Julio Cesar did a good job right there. No advantage to Redman. No advantage to either of these guys. They got an equal restart. But that might just be enough to give Cesar the win here tonight at IRP. Julius Anderson for third on Adam Pinchon. And Anderson's going to take it away if he can keep the inside lane entering turn 1. He's got it. And Pinchon almost in the outside wall and in the wall. Just a bit. I think he scraped it just a little bit, but he's not going to lose too much ground. He'll remain in the 4th position, stay ahead of Ace Garcia. He's also in this championship hunt. If he can get a couple good finishes, he might have a shot at winning it. Ace Garcia to the inside. Isaac Redman overshot the wall, and here comes Julius Anderson. That is for second. Julio Cesar pulling away in the 10 right now. And Julius Anderson, the fastest guy out there in the 23 machine. Is he able to get around Pinchon? He's going to get around Redman. He's only got 3 laps to go to get around Julio Cesar, who now has, I can get it here, a second lead ahead of Julius Anderson. And I just don't think Julius Anderson can close up a third of a second every single lap. It's going to be a little too much. Julio Cesar, 2 laps to go at IRP in the number 10. Julius Anderson closing a little bit, but it's just not going to be enough, and either way, it's going to be too late. Yellow back out again, a jam up at the start-finish line. Hopefully it'll clear here, and it barely did for the 02 machine. But off the corner, 1 lap early, Julio Cesar will get the win in IRP, given that something does not happen to him on this final lap, and it shouldn't. But after this one, Julius Anderson should take the points lead away from Lauren Martinez. And he will. And then number 23, as he finishes second here tonight. A really good run for Julius Anderson in IRP. And he will be your new points leader heading into Kentucky next weekend. Julio Cesar waiting for the pace car so he can take the official finish of the race. The checkered flag to the number 10 of Julio Cesar, his first win in quite some time. I think his only win has come in the Hers Elimination Series, and that was back possibly, I think, at the beginning of 2017. So it's been over a year for Julio Cesar. He'll get it done here tonight in the DuPont Air Filtration 200. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the final caution of the night. here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Replay this one once. Nick Smith got in the Ryan Bautista off at turn 4. Carter Friesen went around, and then they all jam it up, including Lauren Martinez, the points leader. Not at all the day she needed. Marty Johnson back in there in the 3. Thomas Troxel again, and Bautista with a lot of damage. Erica Douglas and Jonathan King done for the night in the 99, a couple laps early. Tough break for all those guys involved. Adam Lewis in the 52 might have gotten spun off there, but either way, a bit of a mess here tonight. I don't think it was as much of a mess as last week's race was at Pocono. But I will say that the next 3 races we got, I think, are probably going to be caution-free. At least the next 2 will be. Talladega also has the possibility of being caution-free as well. So, let's just hope we get some caution-free races here in the ARCA series. I want to make sure we get some racing in. This one was a little interesting. Julio Cesar will get the win here tonight. That's his first win in quite some time. I don't really think he's part of the championship battle, but either way, a win's a win, and Julio Cesar's got it here tonight at the Lucas Oil Raceway, and that's how they line up for the official standings. Julio Cesar, Julius Anderson, Isaac Redmond, Ace Garcia, and Adam Pinchon, the top 5. Take a look at the rest of the results, and Martinez failing to finish here tonight. Same with Jonathan King, Ryan Bautista, and Tyler Markell was knocked out very early on in this event in the number 78. But, your new points leader is going to be Julius Anderson, heading into Kentucky next weekend. And that is the Crosby Brands 150, a 20-lap event around that 1.5-mile racetrack. It'll be a good one. And it's going to be fun to see who gets it done there. We'll have the trucks there as well, so I'm looking forward to that one. And tomorrow morning, and hopefully I choose not to record the race tonight and doing it at another time, so that I'm not all sick while I'm trying to do it. But tomorrow morning, we got ourselves the BC Rich Guitars 250 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Texas World. Definitely one of my favorite races to do all year on Napa Fan. One of my favorite overall races, and it's going to be a blast at the Texas World Speedway. And that series is closing in pretty fast as well. They still have 8 races left to go over there. But that points battle is definitely heating up, and it's going to play a huge factor into the point standings. That race at Texas World will tomorrow morning, right here on Napa Fan at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. But congratulations to Julio Cesar, your winner here tonight at IRP. Next week it's Kentucky. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the Texas World Truck Race. Wednesday night, we got Bristol for the trucks. We got 2 races in the Truck Series next week. We got Bristol Wednesday night, and then we have Kentucky next Saturday for the Truck Series. So Truck Series are going to have 2 races for the next few weeks. He'll do that until Christmas Day. On Christmas Day, that's the finale in the Turkey Hill Truck Series from Homestead. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Julio Cesar, and I will see you guys later. Everybody needs to love and be loved. Everybody needs to love and be loved.